Hey everybody, it's Craig with Smartphoneenvy. Got a great face-off for us today. Apple's iPhone 4S up against Motorola's Droid Bionic. I want to thank the folks over at Best Buy Mobile for setting me up with the Droid Bionic. If you're in need of a smartphone, make sure you head on over to Best Buy Mobile. All right, let's kick off our face-off. Apple's iPhone 4S weighs in at 140 grams. 3.5-inch TFT backlit LCD display, a resolution of 640 by 960. This display itself is scratch resistant. Front-facing VGA camera upper left center, and you've got one physical key below the display, which is the home key. On the back, 8-megapixel camera with autofocus LED flash. Video capture is 1080p at 30 frames per second. Battery, 1430 milliamp hour battery rated at 8 hours of talk time. Up on top, 3.5mm headphone jack along with the power and lock key. On the right hand side is the cover for the SIM card slot. On the bottom you've got a microphone speaker as well as a port for charging and syncing data. On the left hand side you've got your volume buttons up and down along with a mute switch. Alright, Motorola Droid Bionic weighs in at 159 grams. It's the heavier of the two. Sports a 4.3-inch TFT capacitive display, QHD resolution of 540 by 960, and it offers Gorilla Glass. Upper left center, again, you've got a front-facing VGA camera for video calls, and below the display you've got 4 touch-sensitive keys, main menu key, home key, back key, as well as search key. On the back, again, you've got an 8-megapixel camera with autofocus, this time dual LED flash. Again, video capture is 1080p. Underneath the battery cover, 1735 milliamp hour battery rated at 10 hours and 40 minutes of talk time. Up on top, power and lock key, as well as 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right-hand side, volume rocker up and down. On the bottom, on the back portion is one of the microphones. On the left-hand side is the HDMI out as well as the micro USB port. And the phone speaker is down here in the lower left-hand corner. All right, let's talk about a little bit about what powers these bad boys. Apple's iPhone 4S 1GHz Apple A5 dual-core processor. On the Droid Bionic, you've got TI's 1GHz dual-core processor. As far as internal storage, iPhone 4S comes in 3 versions, 16, 32, and 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Droid Bionic comes with 16 gigabytes of internal storage plus a 16 gigabyte micro SD card pre-installed. The iPhone 4S has 512 megabytes of RAM. The Droid Bionic offers 1 gigabyte of RAM. Both offer Wi-Fi 802.11b GNN. The Droid Bionic also has support for DLNA. Bluetooth on the iPhone 4S, only smartphone out there with Bluetooth version 4.0 and support for A2DP. Droid Bionic version 2.1 with support for A2DP. Both of them have GPS with support for AGPS. Both can be used as Wi-Fi hotspots. iPhone 4S offers iOS 5 as its operating system. The Droid Bionic Android 2.3.4 Gingerbread. And the user interface on the iPhone 4S is Apple's iOS 5, and on the Droid Bionic it's Motorola's Moto Blur, or whatever they happen to be calling it this month. Next up, what do you say we run our unofficial speed test and close down all the apps running on the iPhone 4S. And apparently there were just a few, huh? And then after this is done, we'll get to, I downloaded Advanced Task Killer on the Droid Bionic. So we'll go in here, should be right up there, it is. And we'll kill selected task, go back to the home screen. All right, let's kick this off with the calendar. And again, I'll try and be as close as I can, but obviously I'm not perfect. That definitely seemed to be the Droid Bionic. Let's try Gmail on both. That was difficult for me to tell. I think it might have been the iPhone 4S. Let's go to Maps on both. Definitely the iPhone 4S. I'm not quite sure what the Bionic is up to. There it goes. So it's definitely the iPhone 4S. Let's try contacts on both. That was definitely the Droid Bionic. Let's go to the gallery on both. I don't have a much in either one. That looked like it was the Bionic was a bit quicker. Let's try the markets on both. Again, they're both different, but let's give them a shot. And that was definitely the Droid Bionic. What haven't I done? Let's try messaging on both. That was definitely the Droid Bionic. All right, now let's give it a big third-party challenge. Let's go over to Netflix. I've got them both running off the same Wi-Fi network. And let's spin a TV show. And so far it looks like definitely the iPhone 4S is loaded up quicker and good to go. So won that portion of our speed test. Now let's load the video. MI5, which I'm thoroughly addicted to. And let's see if we can load that up and spool it up first. And it looks like the Droid Bionic is going to cover that part of it. There we go, we've got both of them running. Take a quick look at the qualities of the screen. Again, you've got two very, very nice displays here. All right, that's a look at our unofficial speed test. Next up, artificial intelligence. Text Craig, message, see you at Starbucks tomorrow at 4 ?
Here's your message to Craig Gillespie. Ready to send? Okay,
Listen to Michael Jackson.
Sorry, I couldn't find Michael Jackson in your music.
Meeting with Bob next Wednesday at 5 p.m.
I didn't find any meetings for this Wednesday at 5 p.m. with Bob. Shall I create it?
Yes.
Okay, your meeting with Bob is scheduled for this Wednesday.
What is 20% of 585 divided by 12?
Checking on that for you. Okay, here you go.
You can see they both came up with the correct answer. Navigate to Starbucks.
I found 14 places matching Starbucks. Here are directions to Starbucks.
Head southwest on St. Croix Court toward Bayport Way.
Set an alarm for 1 hour from now.
I've set an alarm for 1:06 p.m.
All right, I've got the lights turned down low for a little atmosphere for movie time. Instead of YouTube, we're going to run these off of Netflix, and here we go. Both loading. And both off the same Wi-Fi networks. Definitely iPhone 4S was up first. Very close, but iPhone 4S was the first one to run. Give you a look at quality. And again, the quality is going to be determined by how well they download and spool as well. All right, let's go back and try another one. And let's go back one more. Let's go here to case 39. Kick that off. And we're off. iPhone 4S was first up on our last one. This time it was the Droid Bionic. So I guess that means I'm going to have to find one more. So let's go back one more. Both of them are very quick. Let's load MI5. Couldn't leave it a tie.
Ross, how much more do you need? Let me talk to him, please.
And again, it looks like our spool up winner is going to be, you know what? I don't know.
I need to find out why he's
I'm going to have to go with the iPhone 4S.
Ross.
We've got some buffering issues here with the Droid Bionic, which we didn't have with the iPhone 4S. So iPhone 4S is going to take our spool up speed test on the with Netflix, again with the mood lighting.